Hey guys, my name is Tristan, and if you are new here, please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and hit that bell for all the latest content. So it has officially been 1 year since I purchased my TRD Pro Tundra, and ever since I saw the Prius in place of my GR Corolla Circuit Edition, the TRD Pro Tundra has officially been my daily driver. Now, through this 1 year, there are many things that I do like about my Tundra, but there are also some things that I don't like. But do the pros outweigh the cons? And is that enough to convince me to keep this thing long term? And I'm going to tell you guys right now. Now, before we go on a little drive here and dive into sort of the overall likes and dislikes I have of my truck, I do want to show you guys that throughout the year that I've been owning the vehicle, normal driving behavior, this is me not babying it, this is me not having a heavy foot, but just everyday driving, right? The truck itself averaged roughly about 17.1 miles per gallon. Sometimes it'll fluctuate to 17.2. As I stated in my previous videos before, there were claims potentially from other owners that as you continue to drive the vehicle, that the MPGs will actually improve. That is false. Currently have roughly about 6,323 miles on the truck. And the 17.1 is pretty much where I've been kind of sitting at. To be honest with you, not the greatest. I do know it's a little bit better than the V8, not as much, right? So therefore, just a little bit of a disappointment based upon that, where I was thinking at least maybe sitting in the 20s, but 17.1, and most of my commute is on the highway. So therefore, again, just 17.1 combined, not the greatest. The other thing as well is that the steering wheel of the TRD Pro Tundra, the overall I guess you could say feel or quality to it. It's overall amazing. The 14-inch screen has actually been great, and it's very convenient, especially with the fact that when the family and I have gone on, road trips or out of town trips and whatnot, and you're utilizing the navigation, it makes it a lot easier to read and comprehend and just visualize exactly what it is that the map's telling you. So I do love the fact that it's just right there in your face. Also, that it's actually been very efficient. Sorta. There you go. Oh man, wrong time. I'll leave that in there, but again, I don't know what's going on. But look, the bottom line is that for the most part, this thing has been fairly efficient, and I just don't know why it's sort of having a hiccup. Now, one of my other dislikes in regards to the truck itself overall is the lack of ambient lighting. So man, it's very dark in here, okay? And I think, with the exception of that light right there, but the lack of ambient lighting, again, is one of my dislikes. I think Toyota could have done a better job if they would have added some ambient lighting in here. So, especially for a higher trim like the TRD Pro. But the lack of ambient lighting, definitely one of my dislikes here. Now, while we're on the inside here is where, let me go ahead and show you one of my favorite pieces. This Toyota safe has been amazing, just amazing. I think it's one of my favorite pieces as well. Just because of the fact, let me kind of open this here real quick, that I have that peace of mind, that comfort knowing that in the event that, the family and I are out and I have my valuables with me, whatever the case might be, I can store whatever I want in here and be rest assured that, God forbid, if they, break into my window, that whatever it is that I have in here will be safe and protected. So if you guys do not have one of these OEM safes, I highly recommend you do. Now, we're currently in the back seat, and it is very comfortable. It's very roomy back here, for my family. And, I hear it all the time whenever we go on trips. Man, I love, being in the back seat. It's comfortable. I got great leg room. And even though it's not as roomy, I guess, as the previous gen Tundra, and speaking of which, there's my neighbor's great looking previous gen V8 Tundra there. But, the rear overall, let me turn this on for you guys, because again, that lack of ambient lighting, you really can't see back here. But, there's really some good legroom here. Don't mind the beach towel there. Just my daughter has a habit of snacking in here and just trying to wait till I get some sort of seat cover to, protect that. But again, just overall very comfortable experience in the back. Now, the other thing as well is that what I love about the TRD Pro Tundra, or just the Tundra in general, the new one, is that there are a surplus amount of cup holders. I mean, let's see here. Let's see if we can count it. There's actually a couple here, You got two there, you got two there, you got probably two in each door. And again, with the two there in the front. So again, just, you know, the cup holder actually has been very beneficial for us because, especially this heat in Texas, all of us are carrying some sort of tumbler or Yeti and whatnot, just because, well, I mean, if you keep your water in here, you're coming back to coffee. But the cup holders have been sort of a great thing for us. Now, one of the things I don't like either, and this is sort of a funny story, the wife and I were going on a date now, we were running late. But if you guys see this here, is that volt right there, the AC 120 volt. Now, she tried to put her hair straightener in there, and I guess for whatever reason, when she was trying to turn it on, it would cut off on its own. And I guess that's sort of a fail-safe or a protective mechanism to where if the voltage probably exceeds what this thing can handle, cut off. But I probably would have wished that, you know, maybe they would have maybe increased the capability of what this thing can handle, because, you know, if not, then I'm not really sure what the purpose of it is if you're plugging in your phone and whatnot, because there's so many USB ports here. So again, find kind of useless, to be honest with you. We haven't really used that until that one time. So another great feature that I love about my truck is this rear view digital camera. I think it's a well worth an investment. There have been times where I've had passengers in the rear, and it would make it difficult for me to be able to see back there, and all I see is, you know, a bunch of heads in the way. But if you change this here to that, right, and, you know, again, you're able to see full view. Now, the crazy thing is that it is currently 8:40 p.m., but do you see how bright that is, right? So just an overall clear view utilizing the camera from the rear brake, I guess, on the top of the truck. But you'll see the difference here. I'll kind of go back into the regular mode, and then we'll go back to the digital mode. Just, again, a great option, especially in which where when I'm in trouble with the wife, sometimes I can see her kind of eyeing me there. So if I don't want to see that, I just kind of go there. Now, while we're in this area as well, you know, I've had mixed feelings about this overall, this digital, I guess, camera, right, this dash cam from Toyota. And I've come to the conclusion that I don't like it, okay? Outside of the overall flush appearance of it and the fact that it is OEM quality, trying to get your footage is almost a nightmare. It's nearly impossible, to be honest with you. The connection to this thing is spotty even after all the updates and whatnot. So, again, overall, if I had the choice, you know, when I previously purchased this truck to not, I guess you could say, add on this digital dash cam, I definitely would have gone with another option. I've been fed up with it. I can still access the live view. I don't know how many of you guys have the camera, but if you are able to access the live view, man, hit me up, because I don't know how to get it going or how to activate it, but I'm fed up with this camera, to be honest with you. It is what it is. It's there. I'm not going to take it out. But again, trying to grab my footage, it's sort of 50-50 shot. So therefore, that's my frustration with that. Now let's go ahead and take this opportunity to kind of talk about the overall things that I like and don't like about the truck. And again, I apologize for the poor lighting here. I'm actually in the parking lot of a grocery store here. Got to do a little grocery run, but let's kind of start off from the outside, okay? So overall, love the fact that I did go with the Lunar Rock color. An amazing color. And the different lighting approach to it and how it changes shade, it's a great touch. So therefore, definitely love the fact that I fell with the, I guess, the Lunar Rock, where it wasn't in my initial choice. It was supposed to be black, right? So therefore, the TRD light bar, I haven't used it, okay? I mean, I guess you can't really drive around the roads with your high beams on, because that's the unfortunate thing, right? With the TRD Pro, your high beams have to be on in order for you to actually turn on your TRD Pro light bar. So again, until someone finds some sort of bypass to that and be able to turn it on independently, which I really don't see why you would do it on just regular roads, but for off-road purposes, it would be good to have that thing sort of on demand. The wheels itself, I love them, right? I love the factory wheels. I'm glad I went with those. You know, I'm the type of guy that would typically modify anything and everything I can on a vehicle, but I'm happy the TRD Pro came with those BBS wheels. Love how they look. Now, one of the things, though, that I am debating per se is that now, because the truck is my daily driver, sort of contemplating the fact as to whether I want to stick to the 33s or maybe upgrade to 34s and whatnot. Who knows, right? I mean, again, from aesthetic purposes, yes, it would look good. I think it would look good with an extra inch. I mean, who wouldn't want an extra inch, right? But, again, you're going to sacrifice performance per se, in the sense of the fact that you'll lose a couple miles here and there per gallon, because this is my daily commuter now, with the Prius being gone and the GR Corolla sort of being my weekend garage queen. That's something I'm going to kind of think about when we get to that point. The overall driving experience from the iForce Max has been amazing. This thing puts a smile on my face every single day. Now, when I was driving the Prius to work, I actually dreaded my drive, but now that I'm driving the TRD Pro, I look forward to my daily commute to work. So that's one of the things. So if you guys are not current Tundra owners and you are debating on, which powertrain to go with, if you have the means and are capable or in a position to be able to get that iForce Max, I highly suggest you do so. And again, this is not to take away from that powertrain. It's just the fact that I feel like I've been spoiled with the sufficient power delivery that has little to no lag when it comes to the boost kicking in. And it's also cool for the fact that when you are, per se, like what I do whenever I park, right, which I think most of us truck owners do, we back into our parking spot just because of the fact that we can utilize the camera views, which, by the way, is great on the Tundra. All those camera points are amazing. But where I'm getting at is that with the iForce Max, it will actually completely rely just on the battery itself. So again, you really won't hear a thing, and kind of gives me, I guess, reminiscence of my Prius. But when you're backing in, it's kind of like, am I still on or whatnot? But that's a great feature of the iForce Max there, that it does know when to transition between utilizing the motor or the battery itself. The interior itself, love it. It's been very comfortable. The suspension, very comfortable. I've even grown accustomed to liking the fed in, I guess, artificial exhaust noise. And, that's something I actually love, just even though I know it's fake, right? Man, it enhances the overall experience. It enhances the overall experience of the drive. So it doesn't bother me that much anymore. As my previous video, I actually said that was one of my dislikes. The lack of ambient lighting sucks. That's why I'm using this, light post here to get some lighting, because it's horrible. So I think some ambient lighting would have been nice, but it is what it is based on that. But overall, I think that the truck itself has been amazing. The truck has been amazing. Do I have any regrets? None whatsoever. None whatsoever. And there's no bias there. And for those, of you who really know me, my friends that are watching, I go through car like underwear. I mean, I literally find reasons to trade my cars in, and this is the first time that I've been able to actually keep a vehicle pretty much for the most part stock. Number two, not even considering any sort of replacement, because I feel like in the current market right now, there really, in my opinion, isn't a truck that I would want to replace the TRD Pro Tundra. And just the other day, we almost got in a major wreck. God forbid, luckily nothing happened, but, I thought about that. I was like, man, well, what if something happened to where I had to give up the Tundra? What truck would I replace it with? And quite honestly, I don't know. A lot of the Raptors have been having issues. I have friends with Raptors who are currently having some issues. The TRX are targeted for theft, and they suck in gas. I mean, there's really nothing there that I would want. So I don't know, man. I think that if I ever had to replace this thing, the new Lexus GX looks pretty solid, so that might be a good option for me. But outside of that right now, man, I'm just absolutely in love with the truck. Love everything about it. No regrets whatsoever. And so overall, is this thing a keeper? Absolutely, man. I'm going to keep this thing until it pretty much can't drive anymore. And even then, who knows? I might swap a V8 into it once the powertrain gives out. But I got many more videos to come. Again, man, apologize for the lack of the videos, man. My professional life has been absolutely just taking my time. We have, a lot of changes in the family, a new addition, a little one coming, so many things. We even got a new puppy as well. His name is Bruno, and he's a golden doodle. So, he's not allowed here in the back. He's going to have to sit somewhere over there in the truck bed. So we'll figure that out and maybe shoot some videos with him. But I want to thank you guys, man, for, being here with me for the whole year. This YouTube platform was honestly exceeded my expectations. I just shot a video, and I was looking back and watching this video, the very first video that I did on YouTube, man. It was kind of embarrassing. Literally had goosebumps. And if you guys go back to that video as well, you even see that my whole statement of like, subscribe, and all that stuff, I actually misspelled subscribe. So, but again, you know, man, it's just been great. You know, I've been able to also gain a lot of experience in regards to as far as just the truck itself, and talking about and doing my research, and sort of, you know, giving that information to you guys. You know, I've had sponsors that sort of jumped on. Big shout out to, you know, to PERAGON and Wislaji and CarCover.com. I know I'm probably forgetting some other guys out there, but thank you to everyone who's just been very supportive. And man, we'll continue to shoot some videos. Hopefully things kind of settle down for us to where I can be a little bit more consistent. But I'm here to assure you that, you know, this TRD Pro Tundra is here to stay. So you will see the 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, all the way up to 100,000 review. This is not a truck that I'm going to get rid of just so that I can give you guys new content. This is going to be focused on this, the GR Corolla. There have been wink some hints of whether or not I'm going to keep the S2000, whether or not the wife and I will take the plunge and just pull the trigger on some sort of supercar. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. But again, and until the next one, you guys have a good one.